Hi Scorpio, happy February. I hope you are doing well. Okay, thank you for your patience. Watch the Taurus reading, if you choose. I think it may make some sense, or I'm a big advocate, especially now the way I'm doing this reading, to always look at your polarity point, always look at the house that's looking back to you when you've got a major challenge in your life or whatever. That usually will fill in some of the blank for you, right? So that's just my 2 cents on that. Now, you come in with some really great cards here, okay? The Ace of Cups, I'm sorry. The 6 of Cups. And the Lover card, okay? This is absolutely a karmic event in your life right now. This is, for some of you, you've got way too many 6s in here. If I add up the other cards, you've got like 4 6s in here. This is absolutely a karmic reading. And I'm talking eye for an eye, and I'm talking universal. I'm talking the things, you know, that you tell yourself, the numb things that you tell yourself. You're clearing a lot of stuff here. And the universe is clearing a lot of stuff for you. So I'm going to say the decisions that you make, the responsibilities that you have, the mindsets that you keep, the ones you're growing into, the ones you've grown out of, you want to make them a priority right now, because this is setting you up for a lot of things. This can set you up for a lot of freedom, like you pass the test here and you go. And I mean that metaphorically. I don't mean that literally. But you'll feel this because you'll be proud of yourself, right? The Ace of Cups, the 6 of Cups, the Lover card is kind of just saying that this is a relationship here that taught me significant things. And or it could be still teaching me significant things, right? It's long term. So this is something that, you know, you've been in for a bit, right? It's something most likely that you've been in past lifetimes too as well. So there's things that are either growing there and continuing to grow, or they're clearing out and they're probably leaving some kind of a mark for sure, right? But we learn through those things, all right? This is where I'll advise someone who's terrified to fail at anything in their life, right? And let's just be honest, we're all, you know, not great at something until we are, right? If you're not experiencing any of that, the dualities of that, you're not fully living your life. So don't be afraid of having your ass hit the pavement. It's the only way we learn, right? But we choose the significance, how bad do you want the train wreck to be, right? We kind of we have a role in that, right? I think for some of you, you're in a position where you're tired, and maybe this is something too where there's some kind of legalities here, because there's things where I think if you look at this from a perspective of it's clearing things for me, I needed to go through this to get where I'm going. And when we look at things that are kind of kicking our butt in the moment, when we look at things from a higher perspective like that, it makes things a lot easier, a lot clearer. We become a lot less reactive, right? So that may help some of you. I think there's legalities in here for some of you too. But I think, again, there are things that needed to happen. Maybe you're someone who overdoes for other people and you're completely taken advantage of. Right now is a time where the universe is going to say, you know, I can see, I'm in the plane, I'm still in the plane, but we can see the destination down there, right? Are we going to circle the airport here, or are we actually going to pull this baby in, right? That's kind of what's going on here. Are we going to put an end to things that need to be, you know, saying I graduated here and go forward, or are we going to repeat these mistakes again? Okay. Now, the foundation that you're coming in with, the reason I'm doing things this way right now is because we're going to be building things for a little bit, right? So let's build it on a solid foundation, right? So we can see what this foundation is going to look like and kind of what you're doing here. These are your choices. You can change anything in this reading by changing your course, by changing your mindset, by changing anything. You have full power over this. This reading, tarot readings in general, are just telling you where the energies are. How you choose to manipulate that, and by that I mean move things around. Manipulation is not always a negative thing. If you're not overpowering someone, manipulation is I've got the magic, I've got the control, I'm making, you know, my life how I want it because I'm pulling in the responsibility of that. So let's be clear on that, okay? Now, the 6 of Wands, it's a card of victory. for sure. But we don't just get there. It's a short-term victory, meaning you may have gotten over something or pulled through something, or something may be in the moment going your way, but we need to keep an eye on it, because it's a in the moment. Like I've accomplished this in the moment. I've gotten over this in the moment. I went to court and we got through this. The battle's not over yet, whatever it is about, right? But you've got victory, and it's in your foundation. So whatever you're doing, this is a great card to have there, right? The Seven of Swords. This is where I think I think that this is a great card, because you're building something. Focus, please. You're building something. You've got the structure here, and it is solid. That could be you. It could be a metaphor for something you're doing. It could be your strength, your inner strength. You're going step by step. You're not missing anything. Continue going forward here. Okay? Now you've got the Six of Coins. This is a card that says, I am finally where I'm at, because my mind, body, soul, spirit is directed. It's at peace. It knows what it wants. This is you fitting right into your life and being a whole person after something, right? My intention and what I'm doing. And it doesn't always need to be forward. It's just my life is, I know the battles to encounter, and I know the ones that aren't mine. I know the things that are just not worth my time. And this is a peaceful card. And that's what you're building on your foundation, right? You're at peace. You're fully engaged what you're doing. You like what you're doing. Your heart is open to what you're doing, right? The Ace of Cups is not just about, we don't just love people. We love experiences. We love the things that we're good at. We love a good, I can get lost in refinishing furniture. I can get lost in plastering something. And I would do it for free. My heart is wide open with that. And so is yours. And this is a card of my life is just in a really good spot. I'm really happy and content and peaceful. You know what I mean? That's what you're doing here, or that's what you're trying to do here. You've still got some blockages. I'm not going to lie. You've got some stuff you're coming up against, but you've got the card of success here. These are both cards. These are both cards of success. This is a small success. This is usually the Six of Wands, where you see that guy on the horse, right? You're doing battle with something here, but you're successful in it. You're getting over hump by hump by hump. You're going slow. You're not missing a beat. You're paying attention. You're paying attention to details, right? And then we get the Eight of Wands, which is a card of, again, it's success. It's focus. It's not being pulled in 1,000 different directions. It's the time is now. Like the barren land, you've been waiting for this. It's here. You've been laser focused in on something. But it's with the Eight of Wands too. It's when we look at the things within ourselves that hold us back, right? It's we look at fears. We look at all kinds of things, right? But that's why that Eight of Wands, which is usually that card with the wands flying through the air, there is divine timing in that card. But it's a card of an 8. It's an 8. It's like you're at the top of your game. You can't go anywhere from here but in a new direction. You're capped out. You know what I mean? You can't, if it's a job, you can't learn anymore there. There's no more financial gain there. If it's a relationship, it's got to go in a different direction too. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm at an 8. I can't, there's nothing more here in this for me. I need more, right? And more on that lights you on fire here. You're grateful for the things in your life, right? You're grateful for the lessons and all of that in your life. And sometimes when we get older, we're like, wow, I'm really grateful. I'm grateful for all the years that I've lived. I'm grateful for those things, right? All right. So now where you are, that's what your foundation is going to consist of. It's a lot of success. And success is anything that you put your mind to, that you find peace in, and that you get through, and you're integrity based, and you do the things that truly, they're not always easy things. The truths sometimes just aren't always easy, but they are the truth, and they are the responsibilities that we need to take, right? And that's what you're doing, right? And you're really good at the step-by-step stuff. So now what you've got here in what's going to come with you this month here, you've got the Judgment card. Okay, these can be legalities. These can be things where you need to either say your piece and move on, release it and move on, go back together with something and move on. But I will tell you this, you've got cards next to it. The 3 of coins and the 4 of coins are the other cards next to the Judgment card, right? And this is just saying that it's a wake-up call. It's time to go on from here, because whatever this is that's blocking your way here, you've got to put some effort into clearing that. And the 3 of coins is saying these people are just trying to knock you down. They do not have your best interest at heart here. So if these are people that you're trying to please, people at work, people in relationships, they're people that are very self-serving and they're only out for their own good. They're not in any way, shape, or form have any concern at all what they're doing to you. So if you're going through something at work and you're beating your head against the wall and you're going home every day and it's sucking the life out of you more and more, just realize that where you're at, these people do not have your best interest at heart. So maybe this is like, I've got to clear a little bit of headspace here and maybe look for another job, maybe put something different in perspective. Sometimes it's just like, I'm really going to have to hunker down and do something now to be able to take advantage of this opportunity that sits in front of me, because where you're going is the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, it's a point in time. It's going to come at you most likely out of left field. It's a new job, it's a new relationship, it's a move, it's a travel, it's selling a house, it's buying a house. It's a relationship that is so easy that it can very easily be taken for granted. So sometimes that's why, we say, you may be in a really great relationship here that, it's a good thing to maybe thank yourself and this person every day for everything that you've been through. You know what I mean? And that you're going through. You may be in this kind of relationship now that's a little bit tumultuous, but it's a karmic relationship, which means that it's really teaching you something. And sometimes people will say, yeah, well, it's a kick-ass relationship, and then they just step out of it. Sometimes, and I'm not telling you what to do, this is a general reading, sometimes these relationships, if you stick with them, and both people, don't get me wrong here, both people need to be engaged and realize that we're learning, we're growing, we're going through the tough times. This isn't a Hallmark Channel reading, right? This is the tough stuff that if we stick this out and we continue to partner on here and realize that there's a bigger picture and that I love this person at my soul, you know what I mean? They may piss me off some days, but at my soul, I know that we're growing here. And these hurdles that we're going through are necessary. It could be something like that too. But for others of you, you're in careers, you're in jobs, you're in legal battles, you might be in the middle of divorces, but those are clearing out here. These were karmic things that you had to learn. Some of them were marriages or jobs that really just, you stayed in a job where you could be making this right now, but you didn't for whatever reason. It's okay, because this is karmic. These things were supposed to happen like this until they weren't, and that's what they're clearing. You know what I mean? That's what this energy is that I feel. It's a peaceful energy, but it's an energy of, I'm going to let go of the ladder and just surrender, because... And surrender means I'm going to do the work on myself. I'm going to look at how I got myself here, why I settle for only small victories. You know what I mean? When I can have this. And for some of you, this is coming. For some of you, a karmic relationship is coming. But this is what it's going to look like. It's going to be easy. You'll build on it inch by inch together, and it will bring you peace. And this can come in any dynamic in your life. Any dynamic in your life. If you've been wanting to move, now is the time to look at why you've just kept the picture on the fridge but haven't got the things in motion. If you need to save, you're going to need to look at that. Maybe I need for a short period of time to get a second job. But either way, you're taking an honest assessment. And these two cards are cards of saying this is a point in time. The Judgment card and the Wheel of Fortune says now. It's now. It's now that we do this. It's now that we build this foundation. It doesn't mean that this needs to happen right now, but you're building this. And it looks like you're clearing some blocks here for, with some very self-absorbed people. For others of you, you're trying to get to certain things, and, maybe you've got a business that you're trying to market and it's just not getting out of the way. You're going to need to look at maybe how you're doing that. But those things are going to clear. And with that Wheel of Fortune card, you may align with people that are the catalyst here, that actually are able to help you get out of the gate. Okay, there is success in here for sure. Okay, I say success. I don't see so much, right now it's success. The money will come. The financial stability will come. Okay, but for right now, I'm loving what I'm doing, and I'm succeeding. Okay, so there are no worries in here as far as that goes. So don't misunderstand me. Okay. The Judgment card and the Wheel of Fortune are very, very strong. Okay, you've got material gain in here. I see it for you. You do have it, but you're building a foundation on that right now. So it may not show up in this month, right? But you've got material gain, you've got pleasure, you've got happiness, you've got joy. Do the things, do the internal work that you need to do, because this is beautiful. Okay, if you need a private reading, please reach out to me. I will be more than happy to help you with anything. Give me 1 second here. Okay. I look at what this, I don't know, it's going to show up different on the camera. Okay. He's looking over here. This right now may look like this, but this is what your life is going to look like. So this is where you are, but inch by inch, this is what you'll cultivate. Look at that. My gosh. I'm happy. I'm peaceful. Look at the view I got. You know, I worked really hard on this. So there you go. Don't sell yourself short. This is the time. Okay, so there you go.